The Centers for Disease Control estimated that 732,000 American children were saved from death and 322 million cases of childhood illnesses were prevented between 1994 and 2014 due to vaccination. That is 732,000 children whose lives were saved. Take a minute and think about that. If all children were required to be vaccinated, even more children could be saved from death or various childhood illnesses. While this argument could be presented to anyone, we need to make sure that parents who are making vaccination decisions for their children are listening very closely. Vaccines date all the way back to the 17th century, where they helped prevent the spread of polio. The past 2 decades have seen the application of molecular genetics and its increased insights into immunology and microbiology applied to vaccinology. While numerous studies have been completed showing the support behind getting children vaccinated, there are parents worldwide who strongly disagree with this, specifically those who do their own research on vaccines. However, the assertion that all children should be required to be vaccinated is entirely accurate and further validated through the understanding that vaccines contain safe ingredients, are approved by all major health organizations, and can help protect future generations, proving that, by requiring all children to become vaccinated, the global population will be healthier and stronger as a whole.
According to the Public Health Organization, thimerosal has been used as a preservative in vaccines since the 1930s. Although many people believe that this ingredient is harmful because it contains mercury, years of research have proven this wrong. The type of mercury found in thimerosal is ethyl mercury. This type of mercury is safe for children compared to methyl mercury. Ethyl mercury is broken down and excreted from the body much more quickly, and there has been no connection found between ethyl mercury and autism. The safety of these ingredients has been confirmed by the Center for Disease Control, a major health organization in America. It has approved all vaccinations that children are receiving, proving that they are safe and will keep them healthy. Vaccinations not only protect the children receiving them now, but also many generations to come. The Association for Professionals in the Infection Control and Epidemiology says that, thanks to vaccines, many deadly diseases have become rare in the United States. Imagine what the effects of diseases such as polio and measles would have had on a population if they had not been wiped out. Sometimes we must think on a bigger scale. Being vaccinated is more about protecting our society as a whole.
Despite all of the claims as to why children should be required to be vaccinated, the opposing sides believe that they, not the government, should have the choice to vaccinate their children or not. It all boils down to the fact that medical decisions should be left to parents and caregivers. They believe that not only is the government interfering with medical decisions, but with religious freedoms as well. Some Christian scientists consider vaccinations against their religion. According to Mary Baker Eddy, the calm Christian state of mind is a better preventative of contagion than a drug, or than any other possible sanative method. The perfect love that casts out fear is sure defense. In other words, many religious believers think that God will protect them from diseases, not vaccines.
However, this argument is irrelevant. While it is important that U.S. citizens have the freedom to make their own choices, this is one situation in which safety must come before freedom. We must think about society as a whole instead of on a small, individual scale if we want our population to continue to prosper. By vaccinating the whole population, we can prevent diseases such as polio from making a return. Vaccinating only half or fewer of the population will do nothing. The whole population must be protected. Although it is understandable that people want to stay faithful to their religious beliefs, they are putting themselves at a higher risk of disease and even death.
Recently, we've heard about these huge measles outbreaks, and really the reason for them is that people are choosing not to vaccinate their children. Now, what's really best is when you have something called herd immunity, and that's when a lot of people are vaccinated against the disease. Now, the reason for this is that there are some people who can't get vaccinated for various reasons. So if the herd is vaccinated, if nearly everybody else is vaccinated, you can protect those vulnerable members. The vaccines work really well. The problem is that not enough people are getting them. So they're not getting vaccines. Then they go to parts of the world where there's a lot of measles, and then they come back to the United States with measles. Vaccines can, in very rare instances, have side effects. So, for example, a child might have febrile seizures or might have gastrointestinal issues, but these side effects are very rare, according to the CDC. The vaccine autism link has been debunked over and over again. In fact, the study that started off the whole story about that link, well, it was found that it was actually fraudulent. So there is no link between autism and vaccines, according to the nation's leading pediatricians. The bottom line is get your child vaccinated. If you have questions about the schedule, ask your pediatrician. They might be willing to work with you on changing it a bit.
Making vaccines mandatory for children is a very controversial topic due to the idea that these laws will be an invasion of a person's freedoms. Vaccines are the best precaution for a child to take when fighting common diseases and illnesses that can be deadly. As stated before, 322 million cases of childhood illness were prevented by a vaccine between 1994 and 2014. These children were fortunate enough to have a guardian who wanted to vaccinate them.
There were still children with this timeline that died due to an illness that could have been prevented by a vaccine. Parents always say that they know what is best for their children, but if they are consciously avoiding medical attention for their child that could save their life just because they do not believe in vaccines, do they really know what's best?
Immunizations can save your family time and money. A child with a vaccine-preventable disease can be denied attendance at schools or child care facilities. Also, getting vaccinated against these diseases is a good investment and usually covered by insurance. By making vaccines mandatory for children, the chance of any life-threatening disease is diminished, and the global population will be healthier and stronger as a whole.